Hello, everyone. Hope you guys have a good spring break. And okay, so let's get started. Let's continue to learn the laboratories. Okay, today we are going to learn laboratory 19 because we have learned several useful Python packages, so we can do something more. We can have concrete examples to analyze. Okay. So first of all, you need to download the CSV file. This is CSV file from the Blackboard, right? And please make sure to put them in the same folder. And the first script to identify your host name, username, and current information. Okay, and your name, our number, and date. Okay. So first of all, here this is a CSV file. It includes a bunch of so this notebook includes a bunch of questions. Requires you to utilize the NumPy, pandas, and matplotlib. Sorry, it's a typo here. Again, so first of all, we need to read this CSV file, right? So first of all, you need to import NumPy, pandas, and matplotlib and rename them and read it. Use the pandas.read CSV file, right? And after that, we can check the first rows or some last rows of the dataset. For instance, you can check the dataset of the last 5 rows. See here, use the tail, right? And you can use the head method to print the first 5 rows of the dataset. Okay. And the last one is next one is about you can pass some argument to this tail method. So in this way, you have 7 rows, right? So here, see is a difference, but you can use this way to check some samples of the dataset. And next one here, you need to use appropriate function, get summary of the information about the dataset. So it's an example. So for instance, if you have in the next, perhaps you have a question in your final project, you have a CSV file, you need to read them. You need to read it first, right? And you need to check the samples and you need to get the summaries. You need to analyze the information about the dataset, right? So here is this nutrition data frame.info, right? You can get a summary. So how many columns and what is the column names and what is the content data types, and how many numbers or some objects, right? So here you can check them, use the info function. And next one gets a summary of the data and explain what you can learn from it. So for instance, here you can use the describe, right? You can use a describe. In info, you can get the data type of the data frame, right? And next one is about the describe. You can get the count, mean value, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, and the QBR function, right? And for each columns with the numeric values, they will give you the count or mean information, right? So you see it's very clear here. And if you want to transpose this matrix, it means you want to transpose the column names to the row names to column names. You can use dot transpose function, and here you see you make these column names as the row names, right? But the results would be the same, and you can learn from it. You can learn from it. You can check the results here. So you see they all have 242 numbers. And then the mean value would be the category net mean values and the standard deviation and the mean. You can get all the statistics information from the from this describe function, right? So you don't need to write your own function to calculate the mean value of each column. So it's very, very convenient, right? That's why we need to use the pandas library. Okay, next one, you can continue analyzing the columns, list all the column names, okay? Column names here, you can use dot columns, but please make sure there's no round brackets, right? For this one is no round brackets because here the method or the functions, but this one is about the property of the data frame. So there's no need to have the round brackets. So only the columns, and it will list all the columns in list, right? So about how to list the column names. Okay, so all right. So any questions so far? Okay, next one is about, so file cannot read the CSV file. Okay, so first of all, I please make sure you put it in the same folder, and then I think there are some bugs about it. So if you cannot read the CSV file, even though you put them together, you need to first try to restart the kernel and clear all outputs and do that again. And if it doesn't work, please close the tab and use your Anaconda to open your Jupyter Lab again. Or perhaps you can choose to try Jupyter Notebook. I think it's not your fault. In most cases, it's not your fault. It's about the bugs of Jupyter Labs. Okay, so please make sure to try it again. Yeah, make sure there's no one in this. Yeah. If you download it several times, it will add like a round brackets. One, it means it's a secondary or duplicate. So please make sure the name would be correct. There's no one, round brackets one here in the name of file. Yeah, good point. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So please try again, restart the kernel and restart Jupyter Labs. Okay. All right. So next one is about one concrete index. Here you see the beverage category, beverage preparation, calories, and then you see number 7. It means the 8th column, right? The 8th column here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sodium, right? So this one, if you want to analyze this one, how can we do that? So step 6, right? So we can retrieve this column and then store it in a new variable sodium. So you can write, and after that you can list it. So as you see here, there are 242 objects, and they are all 0, 5, or 10, or I'm not sure. I think it's from 0 to 30, right? 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, so, and after that, we can plot histograms about this content. So here I give you an example about how to analyze only one concrete column, right? So you can use the histogram. If you forgot how to plot the histograms, you can check the Matplotlib labs again. Okay. So here plot, because we have already defined this PLT as the Matplotlib PLT.figure, and then histograms. It is about the content and set the color and set the title. Okay. So it means, oh, so it's from 0 to 40, right? So actually there are 10 bins, right? So from 0 to 40, and 10 beans from 0 to 4, 4 to actually 4 to 8, 14, 16, right? So actually you can set it as a like 8 beans, because 10 is the default bean numbers, but you can set it at 10 at 8 beans. It depends on you. Okay, so here is about the histograms of the content. And next one here, we can do it again. So we can plot as a bar plot, histograms, but set a different beans. Here is a 7 beans, right? So from 0 to 10 to 40, right? So it's a 6, right? So 7, and then dark green, you can set dark green, and the X label, Y label is so here is 2 different examples, but similar, right? So, but in this one, we set the different labels of X axis and Y axis, right? And set the different numbers of the beans. Set the edge color. So edge color would be black. Here you see there's no edges, right? Edges of each bars. But in this way, edge color would be black. So you will see the bars clearly in the second plots. So yeah, any questions so far? Okay, it's about how to plot histograms about the content. Next one here, if we want to know how many unique categories of the beverages, you can use the unique, right? Unique method. And you can also use the ununique, means the number of the unique values, right? So there are several values in the pandas labs. So you can check them again, right? So, and how many categories that each have. So it means in this way here, we need to, how many calories does each category of beverage have? So in this way, we need to get 2 columns, beverage category and calories from the DF, right? And rename them. Here is a rename them, right? So beverage, first of all, first one, you need to use the double square brackets, because here you need to have 2 columns, right? And the 2 columns, and after that, sorry, I think it's not, you use this to rename it, this way to rename the column numbers, not column numbers, column names. And after that, you see here, it's not a beverage category, it's a category, only the category. So you can use this way to rename all the column names, but please make sure, even though it is the same, you need to put it in your list, because it will replace one by one. So please make sure the number of the elements of this one is the same as your sliced data frame. Okay, that's why here, even though you only change the first column name, you also need to have 2 column names in this code. All right. Again, so it's about the category calories, and after that we can plot a bar plot, right? So bar H, horizontal bar plot, and set the beverage, because the beverage here is the least, it can used as a x-axis, and this one y-axis, and color, different colors, that set the labels, set the title, and show it. Okay, so it's for the different right? Different coffees here, and but actually they are the same, right? So here, yeah, so about this one, and then you can get the mean value. You can use the group by, because in the categories, even though there are 242 different categories, but there are many duplicates. You see the first 4, they are all coffees. So you can use this way to get the mean value, right? So mean value coffee, and the mean value, right? So here, it's not very good here, because actually actually this one is you see there are many duplicates. There are 242 42 contents, 42 numbers, but there are only like only 8, only not 8, only 9 categories. So next way, step 9, we can use a better way to plot this figure. So first of all, we can get the mean value. We can get the mean value first, and after that, we plot this figure. Okay, so first of all, here we can go to the mean value, and it's the same as this way, right? So first, we need to get this table first, because there are many duplicate categories, and reset them. Reset the index. It means you, for instance, you don't want to have the first index, so you only need 2 columns, not 3 columns. So that's why here you have 2 columns, and after that it plot it again. So it would be better, but actually the result would be the same. The result would be the same, because even you didn't tell the bar H, it will calculate the mean value for you, but it will confuse the other readers. So that's why here you need to use a better way. Here you need to calculate the mean value first, and then plot this figure after that. Yeah, so it's a better way. Yeah, so it's about step 9. So any questions so far? So in other words, this beverage and the calories, they are 242 numbers, right? And then there are many duplicates in the beverage list, right? So that's why here it's not very efficient if you generate the plots, and after that we can calculate the mean value first, and like compress it to a list of 8 numbers, not 8 numbers, 9 elements, like this table, and do that again. So it will be more efficient. And yeah, so it's about step 9. And next one is about how to get the highest calories. So you can use the sort values, right? Sort values, calories ascending, set ascending, and then do that again. Sort values, right? Last one would be the most calories, and you can do that again. You can do that again. So you can sort it first, and then do that again. All right. And here is the result. And the last 2 is about calories data. So you can use the histograms. For the last 2 steps, we used the horizontal bar plots, but we can also use the histograms to describe this data. You can use this way: figure and nutrition and hist, and set the bins 10 defaultly, right? Set the X label, Y label, and title. It's about this one, right? And you can observe the relations between the calories and the preparation method. Use a scatter plot. You can use a scatter plot. It's a calories and the beverage preparation and color dark green. So you see, when you use the whole milk, it will be have more calories, right? So you can observe the relations. Scatter plot is very easy for observation for the users or readers, right? So that's why we have a scatter plot. Here you see X, it would be calories, so milk, and you see here 500 is very high, right? And the 0 is only like this way, milk, and then all the milks, and they have more calories. So you can observe the relations and consider if you are required to analyze some columns, you need to know how to choose some appropriate methods or functions to write in Python programming. Okay, So it's very important. I think to this lab is very important. So it's closely related to your final projects. You need to use them several functions in the final projects. You need to analyze a real world application or the raw data from the real world observations. So please make sure, for instance, here you need to review step 3, step 4, how to get the summary, how to get the information from the CSV file, and how to get the column names, and how to analyze the different columns, and how to build the relations between 2 columns. Okay, so yeah, so it's about today's lab, and actually there's no exercise. So please make sure to run all the labs today, and please make sure you understand them. Okay, so if you have more questions, you can send me an email. Okay, so thank you guys. If you don't have any other questions, please feel free to leave the meeting, and have a nice day. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I just wanted to know for step 10, what is that in place function doing where you say in place is equal true?
Okay, so in place here is like to for instance, you can delete them, and then you can run them again. So you see here, it's used to make sure you don't have a numbered columns. So it means in some cases you will have the third column. For instance, here you only your first column will be the categories, and colors would be the second columns. But in some cases, you will have the third columns as the first one. It will use to represent the so for instance, let me try to show. I think it doesn't matter in this example, but in other examples it would be different. So it means you have one more column, and the columns is only about the numbers. So if you remove them, or remove the numbered columns, you need to use the in place is true. Okay, so let me show. Yeah, so colors. Yeah, I think in this case it would be the same. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think it doesn't matter, but in some other cases it will be different. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter.
Sounds good. Thank you for your help.
Okay, sure.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Yeah, have a good one.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I have a question about I guess step 7. I just want to clarify some stuff. It's like the blue one.
Step 7.
Yeah, I think it's further up. It's yeah.
This one?
That right there. Yes.
This one.
No, the blue one.
Okay, sure.
So when we're graphing sodium, the I guess x-axis only goes to 40, but then the list goes to 240. So is there something I didn't pay attention to that would cut that off?
Oh, sorry, could you repeat again? So what
I guess the sodium column goes down to 241.
41?
241.
241. Yeah. Actually,
so how come
here is the 241, but there's 0, so is there actually 242?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
but how come all 242 of those aren't represented in the graph? Is it just, how does that work?
So it means so this is about the bins. So it means how many numbers are located in different bins. So it doesn't matter about the numbers of your contents.
Oh, is that
Yeah, so here it means if you don't set the bin numbers, here we set the bin numbers as 7, right? So if you set the bin numbers, the bin numbers would be like 10, it would be 10 defaultly. So it means from 0 to 40, there are 10 bins. So it means from 0 to 4, this number is about how many numbers are between 0 and 4.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, I
Yeah,
get it.
all the
That's weird to me, I guess.
sum up, it is 242. Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand now.
Okay, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Just to make sure, do I need to? You don't need to do anything. You just need to run all the labs and show the results, all the codes. Yeah. Okay, sure. Thank you.